world headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News.
Welcome to NBC Nightly News. I'm your host, Renata and in today's political climate, the question on everyone's minds is how to prevent illegal immigration. Illegal immigration has been a problem since the founding of our country. However, in recent years, the influx of illegal aliens has increased exponentially. This influx threatens the safety, security, and overall well-being of legal American citizens. Joining me today is immigration expert Elle. It's a pleasure to have you here, Ms. Arado. Now tell me, why is the topic of illegal immigration such a divisive one?
Thank you, Renata, and I'm glad you asked. The legal immigration issue is so divisive because the massive population of illegal immigrants is challenging the job security of legal U.S. citizens. It impedes on the safety of residents, as these people could be dangerous, and raises questions of overpopulation. In other words, it's an extremely current and ongoing issue that requires a permanent solution.
Now, because this issue is so divisive and ongoing, politicians in Washington have favored pointing fingers at who is to blame rather than figuring out a solution to the problem. Do you have any comment on who is to blame for this issue, or is it not one singular source?
In my professional opinion, there is no one party at fault for this issue. Both the government and illegal immigrants share the blame respectively. The government must develop a process that is doable for individuals who must move immediately, and those individuals must complete the process legally. As of now, both groups are failing.
One solution that has been proposed and favored widely among Republicans is the building of a $5.6 billion wall along the southern U.S. border. This funding was originally proposed by President Trump early into his presidency, but it was not approved. Now tell me, why would a Congress with a Republican majority not approve this proposal?
The Senate is the part of Congress that approves budgeting with a 3/5 or 60-person vote. While there was a Republican majority in the Senate at this time, our nation is in extreme debt without the monetary resources necessary to build a wall of this magnitude. Additionally, from 1998 to 2012, just under 6,000 illegal immigrants died attempting to cross the southern border. They know the risks and they know the reward.
In other words, not even a wall would stop many of these determined individuals. This determination and attitude of perseverance in the workforce is one argument against the proposal of a wall, as these illegal immigrants bring diligence to jobs that not many others are willing to take for such low wages, bettering our overall economy. How would you respond to this?
Personally, I do not believe that the solution to the immigration problem is in a wall. We must reform the current visa application and attainment process to one that is more effective and attainable for people desiring to immigrate. This way, they won't need to take such drastic measures, as the legal process will be attainable and accessible, and it won't take as long as it does currently. For people escaping terrors, a visa process that is as long as it currently is not sufficient, leading them to resort to illegal immigration. This process reform will ensure that working immigrants can continue their jobs that they are currently doing, benefiting our economy still.
According to the U.S. Department of State, Bureau of Consular Affairs, the current visa application and attainment process is as follows. 1. Submit a petition, choose an agent, pay fees, submit a visa application form, collect financial documents, collect supporting documents such as a marriage license, submit to the National Visa Center, and interview at the U.S. Embassy. How would you propose that we change this process, making it more efficient and effective?
With the current process, an immigrant needs an agent and petition initially, and then requires a sponsor and application to follow. In both of these steps, the applicant needs a form of application of some sort and a current resident to aid them in the process. Both of these steps could easily be combined into one, making the process much more efficient and attainable.
I see. Similarly, collecting, supporting, and financial documents, such as marriage license and birth certificate, that must be sent to the National Visa Center is nearly identical to the final step, which requires the applicant to bring these documents with them to their national embassy consulate interview. The consulate could just do the submission step. Combining these two could further expedite the process while maintaining all the necessary security efforts. This is a good solution, one that has never been proposed previously. But what would this require governmentally and budget-wise?
Congress would need to pass a bill approving the implementation of this revised process, but a court case or constitutional amendment would not be necessary. Economically speaking, this solution would not cost money, unless we decided to add more interviewers at the embassy and needed to pay their salaries. If necessary, additional funding could come from cuts to the strict military personnel currently monitoring the border, as illegal immigration numbers would be immensely reduced by the implementation of this new process. The government would need to provide any additional funding.
I'm sure a dual effort would be required by both federal and state governments, as illegal immigration is an issue at all levels of government. Thank you for your time and for offering this promising solution to the issue of illegal immigration, Ellie.
It was my pleasure. Thanks for having me, Renata.
We hope this program has made you aware of this promising solution. And to gather public support for Ms. Arado's promises, keep your eyes peeled for updates in both media and commercials. I'm Renata Holmes, and from all of us at NBC Nightly News, thanks for watching and good night.